She walks in loud like a thunderstorm, debunking myths with style and form. True crime, conspiracies, her game. Melissa Jade, remember her name. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Microphone fierce like a roaring lion, unveiling secrets people been hiding. True crime queen of the digital scene, Melissa's got you hooked on her screen. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Murders to cover-ups, nothing misses. Melissa's here to share her guesses. She's got theories big and bold, no stone unturned, no case cold. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. From murders to cover-ups, nothing misses. Melissa's here to share her guesses. She's got theories big and bold, no stone unturned, no case cold. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. 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 She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Allie. Hi, Wolfie.
Hello. Dude, what was that music?
Oh, crap. I thought I exited out quick enough, so I accidentally exited out of my missing child poster instead of the YouTube, and that was my Wade Wilson, 2 panties and a lighter sticking out. That just started automatically.
Okay. It sounded like a bop.
It is. You've never heard? You've never
I don't
heard
think
that?
I've seen it.
Oh, Allie, it's great. It's 2 panties and a lighter sticking out. Well done. And thank you so much, then, for becoming a member. I swear you were already a member. But thank you either way for becoming a member. So, oh, I'm sorry. No, that was the Where in the World is Ari Now. That was the.
Oh, okay.
Ari rolling in. That's our Where in the World is Ari.
Okay. I love it. I didn't hear music with Ari before. And also, I remember that report you read about the panties and the lighter and all that being found in him. Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is, let me see.
Deadpool's life crazy, never the same. Laugh at danger with a twist and a shout. Rockin' 2 panties, lighter sticking out.
They're all Wolfie's AI songs that she's created for me, and they're fabulous.
I love them. I'm excited about tonight, though, because I want to see what she has to say.
I am so excited for tonight. So thank you all so much for being here. I very much appreciate all of you guys. We are doing the second half of our Casey's coverage from last night. And when we say second half, it's because the 2 roommates are put together. This is the second time that they're kind of put together. So last night we saw Roy House on the stand. And like Allie was just saying to me backstage, like he had a little bit of a attitude. It seemed like there was a clear distinction between him and the other roommates where he is not. We know that in the article that you read, he definitely thinks that the jury got it wrong. And I'm curious, like, was that his opinion at that time? Because it seems like at the time he was testifying, he wasn't having it.
Yeah, I think it was. If I had to just guess based on, just his attitude, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. And so today we have the other half where it is Maria Kish who gets on the stand, and she was Roy's girlfriend at the time. So she was kind of the same thing as Casey. She was living in the apartment amongst them. And I just have a feeling, especially like with a female, who knows, I might be thrown off and she may be very sympathetic towards her, or she may give us the deets. And I hope she's giving us the deets, because sometimes girls can see through that manipulation a lot easier.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be the second option, and but we'll see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I think that Casey just doesn't, to me, seem like a girl's girl. So we'll see.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't to me either. Yes, definitely. It's on the playlist, poor Linda. The playlists, plural. And so if you ever miss an episode, just check out the playlist and they go in order. Tomorrow is Members Only Monday. And so immediately after Members Only Monday, I think we're going to do email readings. But we'll do the Patreon live, because I know that there was the third part to that disturbing call that was posted. And so we will go over to Patreon tomorrow after Members Only Monday here. So our missing child for 2 nights live, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. We have Michael Vaughn. He has been missing since July 27, 2021 out of Fruitland, Idaho. He would be 8 years old. It says Michael's photo is shown age progressed to 7 years old. He was last seen on July 7th, 2021, and he was last known to be wearing a light blue t-shirt with the Minecraft logo on it, dark blue boxer briefs, and sandals. So how do you think that age progressed photo is, Allie? Do you feel like it looks accurate?
Oh my God. I had not seen that.
Yeah.
Wait, let me get a good look at it. Hold on. Oh, wow. Oh my God, that's so sad. No. Honestly,
no.
I don't think it's accurate. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an expert. They are, but no.
Well, a lot of times, I feel like it's a half or half when I see these age progressed photos, where I'm like, wow, that looks so eerily accurate, like to what I would imagine based off the features. And the other half of the time where I'm like, I don't think that looks accurate at all. I mean, obviously they do the best they do, but sometimes they really hit it. And I've seen a few where I'm like, that looks exactly like the child when they were last seen. And then there are other times where I'm like, I think this is one of the times where I don't really think it hits the marker too much. Yeah, the eyes are a bit different. I feel like he has more naturally hooded eyes, and I don't really see that too much there. I'm not sure. He's got chunky cheeks, but maybe they're accounting for the baby weight that's gonna, be lost over time. Hi, Madeline P. So
have you ever seen Summer Wells?
Yes.
What do you think about that one?
Let me pull it back up. Summer Wells age progression. Okay, so
sad.
It is. But if anyone has information on Michael's whereabouts, please contact the Fruitland Police Department at 1-208-642-6006. And then this is Summer Wells age progression photo. Okay, do I think it looks I do. I think though with a child like Summer, probably Michael too, when it has caught so much mainstream media coverage, I feel like you have gotten a mental image of how you would imagine she may look. And so anything that is different from that, kind of like how even down to like, bad example, but like Wade emails or calls, when I get an idea of like who Erica might look like, and then I might see the reality, I'm like, that's not what I expected at all. And my body kind of rejects it. My mind kind of rejects it. So with Summer, I feel like if you're someone who followed her case and you went into so in depth, you may have already in your mind produced an idea of what she may look like. So if it doesn't hit the marker, you may just be rejecting it. But when I think about her parents and I look at this photo, I'm like, yeah, I could see it.
Right. And they take all of that into consideration, because I was watching how they do these photos. They look at mom, they look at dad, they look at mom and dad when they were kids. You know what I mean? Just anything. They take a lot into consideration. See, I felt like it didn't look like her, but then maybe you're right. Because now that I look at it and I like take all of that away and I look at the eyes, they look pretty close. And so I don't know.
And she has adult teeth here. That makes a huge difference too. You know, like you see the adult teeth, you see, like Remy said, yeah, her hair is longer, and she does look like, that's what I was thinking, Remy. She looks, I could see Candace in her age progressed photo.
Oh yeah, I see that too. Could.
What did Natasha say?
Natasha says the features are similar, but I don't think they are put together in a way I'd expect to see them, I guess. And now are you focusing on Natasha because of her gorgeous new pic? I see you. I see what you're doing. Now Natasha gets extra attention, huh?
Wolfie, what do you think?
You know what? You're right, Harlot. Yeah, what do you think, Wolfie?
I don't like the age progression. Not on Summers, no. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not good with the when they age, how they might look later.
Right.
Do you think that's because it's hard to see? Like, you always imagine Summer as this young girl, and even though time goes up by, it doesn't feel like she's aged, right? Because that's the last time you know her, you've been able to see her. So do you think it's just the fact that it's weird seeing her older, or do you just not like it, period?
It's probably just seeing her older.
Yeah.
Well, plus you followed that case so closely. Like that might be it for you too. Like with me, it's like Melissa was saying, you know, you already have this idea. Plus, I don't know, there's something so heartbreaking to me about seeing these age progression photos, because it just shows that they've been gone so long, you know? I don't know. It's just, hits you in the gut.
It certainly does. Really? Why don't you just call her Hot Tasha instead of Natasha? You like that, huh? Hey, Little Red. Hi, C. Carter. That's a loaded question, C. Carter. We haven't really talked about Summer too much on my channel. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have probably an opinion that, you know, I understand it's a sensitive case, and people are very opinionated on it. So let me preface this by saying I was not one of them who followed this case every single, like, a majority of my information I have is from Allie, just from conversations we've had talking about it, and like the Dr. Phil episode, and I didn't follow it. I was still on Watts Island. I think a trade or an agreement of some sort may have happened that went sour, that involved shady dealings. Without getting into too much detail, that's pretty much what I think. I don't think she just disappeared and walked away or anything like that.
Just makes you wonder, like, if that's the case, will they ever prove it? Because damn, man, it's painful as time goes on, and like, I can't imagine for the people who loved her and knew her, like, think about Robin, her Sunday school teacher, they were close, like, I don't know, and her family, that, you know, I don't know.
And hi, Shakto. Everyone say happy birthday to Shakto, because it's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Shakto.
Happy birthday, Shakto. He needs I don't know which one I should do. Happy birthday to you. I'm not gonna sing it Marilyn Monroe style or J style. Just happy birthday.
Wait, what did you say?
Nothing. Okay, so we are gonna go now to Maria, Kish, Heiss, Carolyn Coops. All right.
Wait, I'm really before we start, let me ask you, Melissa. Let's say your theory is right about Summer. I hope and pray that there's some way to prove that eventually, even if it takes time, whatever. Like, I would hope that, because it depends on if there's any electronics involved, you know what I mean, conversation. I don't know. It just, do you think that that would be provable eventually or likely to be provable?
In normal circumstances, I'd say yes. With what I could gather from where they lived and the area, I don't think there would be too much of a digital footprint in that scenario. I think that money may have been owed or a deal may have been made, and this was the original deal and the deal went awry. And I don't think it would have been too much of a digital evidence type of like kind of showing up at the house type of dealings, if you know what I mean. I hope so, but I think that if they could have, unless new evidence pops up, if they could have made an arrest already, they would have. I don't think they have anything as of now.
Right. Oh, I just hope she's found and they prove whatever happened, you know, but anyway. Okay. I'm ready. Sorry.
It's a lot. It sucks. Yeah, I was still very much into the Watts case when the Summer Wells case was going on, and I remember just how much attention it got. And sometimes if something gets too much attention, I'll kind of stay away from it because it's everywhere all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't. I was still too far down that rabbit hole of Watts though to even open up to anything new.
Yeah. Well, and then it's another case of social media, like rumors, and you know what I mean, we're all intertwined in with it, and it's unfortunate because it makes it a big circus mess.
Yeah, it does. But okay. And Harlot, I think we're doing Idaho Tuesday, just so I know Harlot like waits for Idaho. I think we're doing Idaho Tuesday, just to give you a heads up. I believe social media made things so much for every case, kind of. Not every case. There have been situations where social media has really helped, but think about it, at least more and more that mainstream media takes a backseat and social media takes a forefront. It fucks shit up. Like it really does. It's crazy.
Yep.
Out on YouTube, that was so. Why did that retired cop get involved within months of the case and put interviews? I'm not sure what's that about, Allie?
So, with a large platform, this retired police officer started talking to Dawn's sister and put out all this information about accusations, very, very bad ones against Dawn about their childhood, stuff that wasn't relevant to Summer, but it really honestly muddied the water and took the attention off of Summer, and it made it even more of a spectacle. What's his name? Now that I can't think of his name. He used to work with Profiling Evil. Chris McDonough.
Oh, Chris McDonough. Oh, well, he also in Michael Vaughn's case too, right?
He's involved with that, but I don't know too much about it. I know that he's like intertwined in it though, and so
in the Wandra interview that was just released a couple of months ago, he's on the phone with him at the police station while he's at the house with the excavator guiding, and it was strange.
Oh wow.
Very strange. Hi, Sprinkle Dognut. Hi, Bay's Tea Talk or Bo's Tea Talk. I'm not sure which one, but hello. Yeah, and in Idaho with the glove. You're right.
Oh yes, that's true.
Percussions. It's bullshit. Yeah, he's like a crisis actor. You know what? Like it's a little bit JLR-ish, kind of like always being right there on the spot, you know, kind of right with your hand right in it all the time. I can understand like one situation where you happen to like find the glove, you know, like, but when you're always, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Really? Okay. He's now saying COPD as his opinion on John Bonet back in the day, but he never stopped it.
Oh my God. And Suzanne Morphew, he and when they were still together, like they had the prosecutor on for that case all the time. And she ended up getting in a ton of trouble. She's got like, she can't work in the state anymore. I'm pretty sure. I don't know all the details, so I may not even say, but she got in a lot of trouble. She should have never been out giving out details of that case. Barry Morphew used it in some of his lawsuit against the state and everything.
With Suzanne Morphew?
Yep. They had the prosecutor on their channel to talk about the case and stuff, like long before he was arrested, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely after too.
Oh, Remy. This is what Casey looks like.
Hands and everything.
Yep. The ears. You know, so not only got the bump it going on, she's also got the ears. She's looking very Liv Tyler to me. Hi, Rose Gold.
You did Liv Tyler dirty.
Listen, no, Liv Tyler is gorgeous. I'll give it to her. Okay. I'm just saying, though, she is looking like a Temu version of Liv Tyler. Okay. I won't give her. I won't just give her Liv. All right. She ain't just Liv. Armageddon. Great movie. That wasn't Armageddon, though. That's my ADHD bouncing from Lord of the Rings to, what other great movies Liv Tyler was in? Armageddon. Oh my God, I love that. I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. No? Anyone? All
right. Yes, I love the song at least.
Yeah. Wait, have you seen Armageddon?
I think when I was younger, but like I don't remember too much about it.
You gotta watch it. Just have that on the docket for the movie night, okay?
Okay.
It's a great movie.
Listen, I'm not big on movies. I don't like, there's so much I haven't seen because you mentioned that last night and it made me think Jen says the same thing when I'm on with her. Like, I never get her movie references.
See, everyone, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's a great song. Listen, what you get to know, because I don't think they make movies the way that they used to anymore. You could add it to a list of, if you want to have a really great movie to watch and you don't know what movie, now you have a movie to watch. Like it's a universally great movie. I've never, ever heard of someone who said Armageddon sucked. Never. Bruce Willis, Steve Buscemi, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler in all of her glory. It was a great film. Okay. Billy Bob Thornton.
All right.
Billy Bob, Allie. Billy Bob.
All right, well, I'll put a pin in it and come back to it on the movie night.
Watch
all kinds of those.
No, you say Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob. He's in there. I had a biggest crush on Billy Bob. Don't you judge me. Don't you judge me. I think it was something about him and Angelina Jolie carrying around vials of each other's blood. It was weirdly, like, I don't know. It did something for me. I don't know. It was strange.
I have to get down.
Listen, I liked it. I don't know what it was.
I'm getting embarrassed for you.
You've missed nothing, Kelly, except me just rambling. See, listen. Okay, I'm just saying.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. I'm switching the Wi-Fi again. I don't want you to start.
Melissa?
Okay, Allie. Did I ever watch what?
Landman.
Landman?
Yes, I told you to watch it.
Landman?
Yes.
Landman.
Yes, and it not only has Billy Bob Thornton, but it has Allie Larder.
I don't know who Allie Larder is.
Oh my God.
I probably know her by face. Chill out.
Oh Lord.
No, they're the T-mover. Nope, Natasha. They are the T-movish version of Billy Bob and Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie was playing with knives before it was like cool. You know what I mean?
They're not
they
the
like
same.
Landman. Told you.
Okay, listen though, you guys have to understand. Wolfie doesn't usually have great suggestions.
Now,
sorry, like we just don't usually align with movies. So
it's not a movie; it's a show.
Okay, all right. Well, if they're saying it's good, I'll look into it.
Oh Lord.
If they're saying it's good.
If they're backing you up, I'll look into it.
Yeah. It's got Demi Moore in it too. Yep.
Okay, Demi Moore is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Allie, have you ever seen G.I. Jane?
Yes. Now I've
Okay,
seen
there
that.
you go. There's my girl. Okay, then we can move on. We're good.
And striptease.
Striptease.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bryn. Billy was super hot. Billy Bob, I told you. Is one of my favorite Angelina. Yeah, and Girl Interrupted. Have you ever seen Girl Interrupted?
Yes, now I love that movie too. Oh my gosh, I've watched that one a ton of times.
She's really not for me, actually. I liked her in Tomb Raider, though.
Tomb Raider's good.
Did they say Sling Blade?
Yes,
Right.
Sling Blade.
Yes, I've seen that. Sorry to interrupt you, Melissa.
Natasha.
Oh, yeah, Megan Fox, when she opens the hood of that car. Oof.
Oh, yeah. When that wind of whatever part of the car blew on her, it was gorgeous. I don't know what part blew that wind because I don't open on my hood. That ain't shit. Nothing blowing out of my hood. That's like that. But it somehow perfectly blew out of her hood like that. Thank you, Shauna, for 16 months. Pushington with Billy Bob. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that, Sarah Bell. I'm gonna have to look into that. Yay! Try to unsubscribe and then resubscribe and make sure your notifications are set to all, not personalized. Bandits. Got it. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Hit the thumbs up if you already haven't. And we are going to start. We have Maria Kish. This is the girlfriend of Roy House, who we listened to testify yesterday. So let's get into it. There's no closed caption, so we'll do our best.
Okay, here we go.
She's
My
so
name
pretty.
is Maria Kish, Kissh.
May I inquire, sir?
May proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ms. Kish, correct?
Yes,
All right. Ms. Kish, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Are you still, or do you currently live in Central Florida?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell
Can I just say she's a very mature 26-year-old? And when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, you look old, versus you look mature and you look good.
Yeah, she definitely does. Even her style, which I guess you're at court, so you might wear something like that anyways. But her hair, everything. But I agree.
It's her face and hair.
the jury what it is you do for a living?
I'm a sales manager
For a department store or
for a retail
chain?
company. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
A retail company. Yes, sir.
How long have you been doing that?
A little more than a year.
Can you tell the jury anything about your educational background?
Yes, I went to the University of Florida and majored in political science.
You graduated?
Yes, sir.
What year?
2007.
Back in, I want to draw your attention back to 2008. In 2008, were you employed?
Yes, I was.
What were you doing in 2008?
I was helping on a county campaign.
You were helping out on a campaign?
I was working for a man who was running for a county office.
Was that a paying job or a volunteer job?
It was a paying job.
Did you hold that position in May and June of 2008?
Yes, sir.
Back then, what were your work hours, if you recall?
They were pretty much traditional work hours, 9 to 5, sometimes a little bit later.
During this time period, do you recall where you lived in Orlando?
Yes.
What side of town?
I was living in Kissimmee at the time.
Kissimmee.
Mhm.
In Osceola County or Orange County?
Osceola County.
During this time period of May and June of 2008, did you know a person by the name of Clint House?
Yes.
Who was he at the time?
We were dating at the time.
When did you first start dating Mr. House?
Back in May.
And were you dating him throughout May and June of 2008?
Yes, sir.
What about July?
Yes, sir.
At any time did the two of you live together?
No, we did not live together.
Directing your attention to June of 2008, did you meet Casey Anthony?
Yes, I did.
Where did you first meet Casey Anthony?
I don't recall exactly. I believe it was out somewhere. Like at a,
It wasn't at somebody's apartment?
I believe it was like a party atmosphere. I can't recall whose house or anything. But.
Okay. How were you introduced to her?
I was introduced through Clint. It was just the girl he was seeing at the time. That's how she was introduced.
That who was seeing at the time?
That Tony Lazaro was seeing at the time.
Had you already known Tony?
Yes.
Lazaro?
I'd met him several times, yes.
Did you know Nathan Lesnovich?
Yes.
So you had known all these people, but Casey Anthony was a new person that you had met?
Right.
All right. When you met the defendant, did you also meet her daughter on that first time?
No, I did not.
At some point, did you meet her daughter?
Yes, I did.
Where do you recall meeting her daughter?
It was at Tony's apartment.
What do you recall about meeting her when you first arrived?
I had just gone over there to meet up with Clint and knocked on the door, and she answered the door.
Who answered the door?
Kaylee answered the door by herself.
Excuse me?
Wow. Yeah.
A 2-year-old answered the door by herself?
Yeah. And you know, when you have little kids, like, you are so aware of that front door. You are so aware of if they can open it, if like all of that stuff. You know what I mean? I was.
And I guarantee Jose is going to probably focus on the fact that she had the ability to answer to open the door, so to prove that she was able to get out no problem, versus the fact that why was she able to answer that door on her own?
Yeah, where was mom?
Mm-hmm.
Had you ever seen her before that time?
No, sir.
And did you ask her who she was, or what was your reaction upon this little child answering the door?
I knew who she was, and I just said, "Hi, how are you?"
And did you enter the apartment?
Yes, I did.
When you first walked into the apartment, did you see the defendant?
No, I didn't.
Did you have any idea where she was?
I assumed she was there, and later I saw she was just back in one of the rooms.
At some point, did you see Casey?
I did.
Where did you see her coming from?
From Tony's room.
How much time did you spend with Kaylee on that day?
Not very long. Maybe it was less than half an hour.
Did you spend any time with Kaylee during this time period?
I did.
How long?
Probably 15, 20 minutes.
During the time frame that you spent with her, was her mother, Casey, anywhere around?
She had, like I said, I'd seen her come out of the room. I'd seen her come out of the room for a minute. I can't remember for what. And then she went back.
Back where?
Back into Tony's room.
Into Tony's room?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
Sorry. Yes, back into Tony's room.
Thank you. Now, you obviously saw your boyfriend.
Yes,
Did you at some point leave?
we did.
What do you recall about getting ready to leave?
Clint was doing something else, and I ended up sitting out on the balcony of the apartment, and Kaylee was out there as well. And Clint came and got me and said that he was ready to go, and I felt uncomfortable. Why? Because I was on the balcony with her alone, and I didn't want to leave her out there alone.
Now, was this balcony screened?
Yes, it was.
All right. But did you still feel it was safe to be out there?
Objection from 4-3 will strike this time.
No. It is. Where is Casey?
Yeah.
Right.
With
Like,
Tony.
yeah, clearly. But like
Yeah.
that is so I would not feel comfortable at all.
Agree.
Well,
Yep.
to be fair, you asked where was she? I asked, with Tony.
Yeah.
You're
But
right, though. Yeah.
And Harley's right. A woman can see things that men most definitely cannot, because if she saw that in that little time she was there, I'm
Yep.
sure stuff like that was happening all the time.
Yep. But guys at that age definitely won't notice that, like that kind of stuff. Not all, maybe occasionally some will, but most of them, nah, they're not wired that way,
Mm-hmm.
Now, was this balcony screened?
Yes, it was.
But did you still feel it was safe to be out there?
Objection from 4-3, move to strike this entire line.
No, it's relevant.
Approach.
Ms. Kish, we left off with you and Kaylee on the balcony,
Mhm.
and it was time for you to go.
Yes.
What happened after that?
Right around that time, everyone was getting ready to leave the apartment. Clint and I were going to go get dinner, and Tony, Kaylee, and Casey were going to leave as well. So Casey and Tony came.
Overrule at this point.
Jose.
Casey and Tony came out, and
Harlot, last night we listened to Roy House testify. He was one of the roommates that lived with Casey's boyfriend at the time, but Casey was living with them for those 31 days Kaylee was missing. This is Maria. She was dating one of the other guy roommates there.
Yep.
This point.
Casey and Tony came out, and Casey told Kaylee to get her shoes on because it was time for them to leave. And kind of that was about it. And I saw Kaylee struggling to put on her shoes and socks. So I helped her put on her shoes and tie her shoelaces for her.
Oh my
and
gosh.
get her ready to leave the apartment.
Was Kaylee verbal with you? Was she speaking with you?
Yes, she was.
You said that you were all getting ready to leave the apartment. Did you all have plans to go out to get?
Sustain, rephrase the question.
Was the plan for all of you to go out together?
No.
So you and your boyfriend were going out?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir. Thank you. After that visit, when you saw Kaylee, did you ever see her again?
No, sir.
During this time period, in June of 2008, how often were you over at your boyfriend's apartment?
2 to 3 times a week.
When you went over there, were those instances in which you stayed the night?
A few times I did.
A couple of times.
Mhm. Yes.
When you were over there, do you recall a time when Casey Anthony was also over there?
I do.
Do you recall a time when Ms. Anthony was there all of the time?
Yes, I do.
How were you made aware of that? Or how did you become aware of that?
That she was there all the time.
Yes.
I would talk to Clint, and I would just be getting off work, and he would tell me that Casey had been there all day. And
Sustain.
Were there times, you said you worked 9 to 5.
yes, sir.
After work, would you have the occasion to go over your boyfriend's apartment?
Yes,
Was the defendant there?
yes,
When you stayed for dinner, was the defendant there?
yes, sir.
How would you describe your relationship with the defendant Would you consider yourself friends or acquaintances or what?
It was, I guess it was just, we saw each other several times because Tony and Clint were living together and she was over there. And so I was over there. It wasn't, we didn't
ain't
have a
friends.
friendship, but it was, just, I guess, an acquaintance.
Yeah, acquaintance. We're not friends, okay?
We definitely are not friends. We're not friends. And also, Jose really is nervous about what she's got to say.
Yeah, it seems like because she doesn't have good testimony that reflects Casey in a good light, does she?
Nope. Yep, exactly.
And right, Natasha, like, even though it gets struck from the record, if the objection's sustained, the jury still hears it, and sometimes the witness answers quickly.
Yeah, we saw that before.
And she was over there, and so I was over there. It wasn't, we didn't have a friendship, but it was just, I guess, an acquaintance.
Were you polite to one another?
Yes, sir.
You weren't like, you didn't get into arguments with her, did you?
No, never.
Did you ever tell her about your work and what you did?
I can't recall.
Did she ever tell you about her work?
Yes, she did.
What did she tell you about her work?
She said she worked for Universal as an event planner.
Did she ever give you any other detail other than event planner?
No, sir.
Did she ever tell you what her hours were?
Not that I can remember.
I'm sorry, you need to say yes or no.
Not that I can remember, no.
Did you ever see any type of identification on the defendant from Universal Studios?
No, sir.
Did you ever question that she actually worked at Universal Studios?
No, sir.
Other than the apartment, did you have the occasion to spend time with the defendant outside of the apartment?
Yes.
What kind of things did you do?
Usually just involved going out at night to a bar or club, or just grabbing a bite to eat.
Did you have the opportunity to see the defendant and Tony Lazaro together?
Yes.
As a couple, what were your observations of them as a couple?
Judge, calling for an opinion.
Asking for observations, John, not an opinion.
Judge, I don't believe she's a therapist of any kind to be giving opinions on.
Based upon that objection, the objection will be overruled.
Nice.
Ooh.
That means you can answer the question. What did you observe about their relationship?
That they got along well and they were casually dating, and it seemed to be beneficial for Tony.
I'm sorry?
It seemed to be beneficial for Tony.
Oh.
Did they appear to genuinely like each other?
Wait, beneficial in what way for Tony?
The face she made while she said it too.
Like, she's talking about, like, I don't know what kind of benefits she's talking about, but you could tell, like, it came through. And thank you so much, Lisa Marie, for 9 months. So glad I found this community. Thank you. That was, she even felt like a little, just saying it, it seems like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Interesting.
That it was benefit, but what way would it be benefit? I would think it'd be beneficial to her too, though.
Yeah, because the apartment and stuff. Does she just mean just because he? I don't know. Let me not guess. So we'll see what she says.
Well, not just the jury, Princess Scary, the witness. So if you notice, by the time all the objections are done, a lot of times the witness forgets the original question, and you have to redirect them, and it's a tactic for sure.
Yep.
Beneficial for Tony.
I'm sorry?
It seemed to be beneficial for Tony.
Did they appear to genuinely like each other?
I believe so.
I'm sorry?
I believe so, yes.
I'm sorry, Ms. Kish, I'm having a little hard time hearing you. If I could just ask you to speak up nice and loud into
Sure.
the mic, okay?
I'm sorry, I have allergies and they're acting up.
The
Allergy.
time that you spent with the defendant and Mr. Lazaro, did you ever see them argue?
No.
Do you know what Fusion is?
Yes, I do.
What is Fusion?
It is a restaurant/nightclub.
Do you think Maria went to Fusion in a blazer? I feel like she did, but she rocked the shit out of it.
If she did, she had on like ripped up jeans, high heels, and like some kind of cute under something, you know.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
But definitely with a collar. Whatever she wore it with a collar, but like she rocked it.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you had the occasion to be at Fusion with your boyfriend and the defendant?
Yes, sir.
What type of things happened? How many times have you been at Fusion with the defendant?
One time.
Tell the jury what happens at these events. Is there a show? Is there a concert? What is it?
The time I went with the defendant, it was
Sure. Do you recall the date in which you went to Fusion with the defendant?
it was June 20th.
Oh.
How do you know it was June 20th? Because, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because I remember it was that Friday, and I met up with everybody that night, and there was a hot body contest that night as well.
And this,
She won.
Listen, well, this is what I was about to say. Everyone probably is paying attention to Casey all up in that loud in the spotlight, but you know, if they were truly lined up, when Maria took that blazer off, she for sure is packing underneath. That's all I'm going to say. Not trying to be disrespectful, but like it's the quiet, composed together one that I'm telling you, she would have won. She would have won.
Yeah, agree. And now we're finally hearing about this hot body contest.
Yes.
And I met up with everybody that night, and there was a hot body contest.
Just imagining her pulling her glasses off.
Is there evidence of this?
what
Do we
time
have evidence
did
of
you
the-
go to Fusion
contest?
with your boyfriend, or did you meet everybody there?
I met everybody there.
What do you recall about the hot body contest?
Object to the relevance, Judge.
Sustained as phrased.
Sustained.
You witnessed the hot body contest.
Yes, sir.
Did the defendant participate in the hot body contest?
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at her. Oh, look at her getting annoyed with Jose. Jose, what you nervous for? What you nervous for? She sure as hell witnessed it. She did. Let her testify.
Yep. Wonder what the judge is going to say.
Sustained. I love the way he says it.
Object to the relevance, Judge.
Sustained as phrased.
Did you witness the hot body contest?
Yes, sir.
Did the defendant participate in the hot body contest?
Yes, sir.
Look at her eye roll.
Do you recall what the defendant was wearing on June 20th of 2000?
Oh, look at the cameraman.
During the
Even
hot
like
body
shit.
Yes, she was wearing just a thin knit.
Hold on, did you see? The cameraman had to adjust himself. This is getting a little intense. I'm not sure what we're wearing. Okay, hold on. Let me get the whole fucking camera shook.
Oh my God.
What the defendant was wearing on June
Oh, dear
20th
Lord.
during the hot body contest.
Yes, she was wearing just a thin knit dress.
Do you recall the color?
It was a bluish color.
Ooh, do we have a photo? We have a photo and evidence. Jose's gonna object.
Too many buttons up here.
He's getting flustered too.
I'm showing you what's been,
Kidding.
I believe, entered into evidence of states number, and I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, this is number 2. Number 3. Do you recognize the people in that photograph?
I do.
Who's in that photograph?
On the left is Casey Anthony, and on the right is Nathan Lesnowich.
Do you recall Nathan being at Fusion when you were at Fusion on June 20th,
Yes,
2008? Based upon that dress or that outfit that Ms. Anthony appears to be wearing, does that appear to be an accurate representation of what the defendant looked like and what she was wearing on June 20th of 2008?
yes, sir.
Did you participate in the contest?
No, sir, I did not.
Oh.
Yeah, may I republish this to the jury one more time, just for a brief period of time?
You might.
Thank you.
States number 3, Madam Clerk. Case publishing states number 3
Thank
in
you, sir.
evidence.
She don't like her.
At all.
Do you recall
I don't think she likes any
the
women.
defendant having any
True.
role to play
Agree
at
with
Fusion
you.
on this night other than participating in the hot body contest?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
Overruled.
What did you understand the defendant's role to be on this night?
She was in charge of the shop girls.
Did you see her actually interacting with the shop girls?
I did.
Did you actually hear her talking to them about what they were supposed to do or not supposed to do?
I did.
Did you hear her discussing their attire or what they should wear?
I can't remember. She specifically discussed that.
During this time period, was there anything about the defendant's demeanor that alarmed you?
No.
Did she ever appear angry
No.
or upset?
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir, she did not.
Did you stay at Fusion on June 20th, 2008 until it closed?
Yes.
Where did you stay that night?
I stayed at their apartment that night.
Did you see the defendant the next morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where do you recall seeing her?
In the kitchen of the apartment.
Was this in the morning or the afternoon?
It was in the morning.
I don't know if that is relevant.
Overruled at this point, but let's get there, Mr. George.
Yes, sir. Did you have a discussion with her that morning?
I did.
What did you talk about?
I asked her where Kaylee was.
And what did she tell you?
She told me that she was spending the weekend at the beach with the nanny.
When she said the nanny, did she give you a name?
No, sir.
Did she tell you anything about her financial relationship with the nanny?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She told me that she paid the nanny $400 a week.
Oh! Yeah, Keith.
$400 a week.
Yes, sir.
You pay, Miss Ma'am. Oh, I can't wait to hear Amy and how you stole all of your friends' checkbooks. You paid the nanny $400 a week with a job you don't have.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Wow. Yeah, this lady is classy. No need for a hot body contest for her, but that's what I'm saying. Underneath that blazer, don't be mistaken. She is the hottest of her composure is what's hottest about her. I'll just say that. You look together, you're classy. Like
Yeah.
those are all. She hits the marks.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And it keeps very much distracting me. But this jury looks like the most, I'm not jury, in the galley. It's the most uninterested group of people. I don't know if any of you guys keep hearing back then, but like back there, they're just that lady in the black hair. She keeps adjusting herself, like she keeps leaning back. And I'm like, you all look so uninterested. Meanwhile, if I was there, I'd be like sitting there intently with my little notebook, like just hanging on to every word.
Yeah, I would too. Leaned all the way in. I agree with you. And I've noticed that too. They're kind of just like, yawn, let's get it over with.
They act like they've been summoned there for some reason, like not a choice. The guy on the left can't hear. Yeah, the guy on the left's like, what about the hot body? He's cupping his ear. Yeah, he's trying to listen. He's trying to listen about this hot body contest, okay?
Did you inquire, I'm talking English, did you ask the defendant anything about Kaylee's dad?
Oh God, relevance.
Approach.
Oh my God.
You may proceed. Objection overruled.
Thank you. Do you remember the question?
I'm sorry, I don't.
That's okay. Did you have any discussions with the defendant about Kaylee's dad?
Yes, I did.
What, if anything, did the defendant tell you about Kaylee's dad?
She told me that he was deceased.
Now, you were aware that Ms. Anthony was staying at the apartment, correct?
Yes.
Sustained.
Sustained.
Did you have a discussion with the defendant about her living situation?
Yes, I did.
What did she tell you what her living situation was?
That she was going to move into her parents' house. They were moving out and giving the house to her.
To her?
To her, yes, and Kaylee.
Really? Because the rest of them thought that you, Miss Anthony, were moving in with Amy. Now, her parents are moving out, and you get to move into your parents' house. You're already in your parents' house. What do you mean?
And where are they gonna go? Like what? What?
Where are they going?
Did she tell you when she was planning on moving into the house that her parents had left?
She didn't give an exact time. It was within the next couple months.
I heard a gidget.
Did Casey Anthony ever tell you that her daughter was missing?
No, sir.
Did she ever tell you that her daughter was kidnapped?
No, sir.
Did she ever tell you that she was out looking for her?
No, sir.
Did she ever ask you for help?
No.
The times that you knew, for the weeks that you spent acquainted with Ms. Anthony, did you ever have the occasion to ride in her car?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
I can't remember the exact date.
Was it while she was staying with Clint and those guys, or was it before?
It was while she was staying.
Other than that, did you ever go in the car?
No.
When you were in the car, who were you with?
It was with Casey, obviously, Tony, and Clint.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Cross-examination.
Cross-examination. Oh, it's a quick one. Again, it's only 3 minutes long. I always want to echo the judge. I love the way he speaks.
I do too. He's got so much soul.
I'm trying to look her up. Hey, Hope. I'm trying to look her up, but I haven't found anything yet.
Okay.
He's going to play hard.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be nice.
Good morning, man.
Good morning.
Where did you go when you in the car?
I believe we just went to get something to eat.
And Casey drove?
I can't remember who drove. It was either Casey or Tony.
And you sat in the passenger side or in the back?
I sat in the back seat.
Okay. And when you sat in the back seat, did you smell any foul odor?
No, sir.
And Clint was with you in the back seat?
Yes.
And did Clint say, "Boy, something stinks back here," or anything like that?
No, sir.
And what about Tony? Did he say, "Boy, this car stinks"?
No, sir.
Wouldn't that be hearsay anyway?
Now,
So
you mentioned that you didn't have a friendship with Casey.
Correct.
You weren't friends in any way.
No, we were acquaintances.
And this thin blue dress that she was wearing, well, I'll strike that. Now, you didn't like her being over at the house, did you?
It didn't bother me personally.
Your boyfriend lived at the house,
Correct.
and Casey was living at the same house as your boyfriend.
Correct.
And it struck you odd that she was there all the time.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, you mentioned that you would call your boyfriend and she was there.
Yes.
And that didn't bother you at all.
That she was at the house.
She was spending all this time where your boyfriend was.
No, it didn't bother me at all.
And this is someone, of course, that you had no friendship with, and that didn't bother you in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my God.
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir, it didn't. She was dating Tony.
No further question.
Okay, may the witness be excused?
Hey, reader. Hey, judge.
yeah,
You
didn't even offer.
Yeah. You didn't even offer redirect. He wanted to get her right.
He's ready to go.
Lunch. Wow. Yeah, Jose trying to stir the pot, make it seem like you were just jealous. Well, hey, unless you're trying to imply that your client's a promiscuous slut who was cheating with her boyfriend with one of those roommates, what
Yeah.
would be the problem, sir?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, I can't believe you didn't even ask for redirect.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You may be excused.
Me either, but we did learn a couple of things. One, when, at just 2 years old, her mom wasn't helping her put her shoes on. She was leaving her out on balconies with strangers. And what was the other thing? There was one other thing.
She opened the door.
Oh yeah, she opened the door.
Mhm.
So I mean, we did learn a couple things there, and I would have thought that would have stuck in the jury's head a little bit, but
Okay, so here's the problem. Like, I know that they're focusing on you were in, and this is where I feel like the prosecution, it goes to show you how people prefer when you can tell them what happened. They don't like necessarily just giving the evidence and not giving them a story with it. And so prosecution is putting forward that Kaylee was in that trunk. I don't think she was in that trunk that whole time necessarily.
yeah, no.
And so I wish they would have, and I don't know if they're going to, but I wish they would have went down the avenue of she may not have been in that trunk the whole time. She may have just been in that trunk for a period of time, because obviously she may have been in there at one point, but she wasn't in there when the car was retrieved. So why is it so out of the realm of possibility that she was moved?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the only thing that makes sense. Of course, she wouldn't be in there the whole time while Casey's driving it around, but she did abandon her car. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I'm curious, like, where she, if the dogs hit in that playhouse in the backyard, do you think she possibly could have kept her there?
Yeah. I think she's kept her somewhere like that. And then, if it was her, that she kept her somewhere like that, and I don't know what would have made her move her. Maybe she was going to move her. Maybe she knew it was getting to where she had to be moved because maybe something happened. And then she had her in the car. She ran out of gas, and then she just dipped and left the car instead of, going to get gas. That's so bizarre to me, even especially with her. I don't know. Well, no, she didn't leave with her in there, but she had her in there for a long period of time and then just left the car knowing that it stunk. I don't know. It's hard to make sense of it.
Well, the way I see that is stupid kid. Like, that's the way not she was an adult, let me be clear, but like she's still in that stupid young mentality where I think she was just kind of brush it under the rug the same way she was living at her boyfriend's house, partying, going out, not realizing this is going to catch up, right? This is your child. Hello. How long do you think you could play it off and go outside and take these calls from mom and say, oh, she's with the nanny? Like, how long did you think that was going to work? And so I think she never really thought long term versus like out of sight, out of mind, now time to party, like, which is crazy. But that, I think she was entitled and irresponsible and just, I can't believe she got away with this.
I know. It's unbelievable. It really is. Who is this Brian Berner?
So Brian Berner, you know what? I say a detective, but I am totally judging by, his looks. So let me see. Brian Berner, Casey Anthony. Okay. So neighbor who borrowed the shovel.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
How long is this?
Yeah, see how long it is. And then it looks like we have some kids after, like, or,
Yes.
kids.
It's 33 minutes. I really want to listen to this.
I want to listen to it too, but I don't know how much longer I've got, probably till 10.
It's okay. Then we could save it. I'm just really excited. So he borrowed the shovel?
Well, it looks like there's a break in it too, halfway through, and we could, if you want, or we can wait, but we could.
I could go. I just don't want to. You want to see how much we could get through?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck it. Let's do it. So this is the neighbor, and I didn't know this until Allie said it to me, okay? I didn't know until Allie said it to me, and I was like, oh, shit, how did I not know anything about she borrowed the shovel from the neighbor?
Yep.
Okay. I wish we could listen 1.25 speed, but it doesn't have the option.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant, assistant state attorneys. Mr. Baez, you may.
Okay.
May it please the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Your Honor. Your Honor, the testimony of Mr. Byrne, we would like to renew our motion in limine, which would have precluded any testimony related to the shovel.
Okay.
We do this on several grounds, Your Honor. The first is that the testimony related to the shovel is simply not relevant. And there's
Oh my God. So anyone who's following the Kohberger case, right? You hear that motion in limine. That's the hearing we just had with Kohberger. So the jury is not in the room at this point because they're renewing a motion that the judge he already made his decision on, but we're renewing this motion to try to get this thrown out. No, any discussion about this shovel because it's not relevant.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so similar though to what's happening in that case. It's
there's substantial case law that says where there is an item of evidence that is not related to the charged offense, it's simply not relevant. This also creates a 403 issue as well. Additionally, Your Honor, in the order,
Yes, ma'am.
the reason for granting admission stated in the order was that the state contends that the defendant's actions are relevant to rebut her statements to law enforcement that she was conducting her own search for her daughter. We don't dispute that she was not conducting a search for her daughter. So at this point, this isn't material. So the shovel is not related nor tied to the offense. It's misleading. Your Honor, where shovels have been let in as evidence, there has been a direct connection to the charged crime. This is not the case here. Additionally, Your Honor, under Florida Statute 90.1042, the court is required, in cases tried by a jury, a court shall conduct proceedings to the maximum extent practicable in such a manner as to prevent inadmissible evidence from being suggested to the jury by any means? Absolutely. In cases tried by a jury, a court shall conduct proceedings to the maximum extent practicable in such a manner as to prevent inadmissible evidence from being suggested to the jury by any means. Based on that, we reassert our motion to preclude any mention of the shovel.
Thank you very much. Okay, State, any additional comments other than what you said before?
No, Your Honor. As you know, this issue has been argued in writing through pleadings. The court has made a ruling. We would stand by our position then. It should be admissible.
Okay, the defense's renewed objection will be denied. The defense did indicate that they're not contesting that matter, but the case of Marie D. Arrington versus State, just because you're not contesting and willing to stipulate to a matter does not alleviate the state's duty and obligation to prove something. With that, anything else before we bring the jury back in?
Only that, Judge, during the witness's testimony, I think to properly preserve it, I would have to object again, but I would just say objection, renewing our previous motion, if that's all right with the court.
That'll be fine, Mr. Bass.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, sir.
Brian
In
Berner.
case of an appeal, you know?
Yes.
May I inquire, sir? Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Berner, where do you live?
Orlando, Florida.
Do you know George and Cindy Anthony?
I do.
How do you know them?
Neighbors.
Okay. When you say neighbors, where do they live in proximity to your home?
I guess to the one house to the south of me.
So they are your next door neighbors.
Correct.
When did you move into the home where you currently reside?
2005.
When you moved in, were the Anthonys already living there?
Yes.
You've met George Anthony,
Yes.
Cindy Anthony?
Yes.
When you first moved in, Casey Anthony was living there?
Yes.
How about Lee Anthony?
I don't recall of Lee. He may have been there. I'm not for sure.
Have you met Lee Anthony?
Yes.
All right. How would you describe your, for lack of a better term, relationship with the Anthonys?
Just cordial neighbors.
Were you friends with them?
Yeah, on brief occasions, just cordially.
Did you ever go over to their house for dinner?
No.
Did they ever come over to yours?
No.
So other than just briefly saying hello from time to time, would that be about the extent of it?
Correct.
Do you work, sir?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
I'm a truck driver.
How long have you been truck driving?
Almost 24 years.
You go, Rob.
In your home, who lives with you?
Oh, his name's
My wife, 2 sons and a daughter.
How old are your sons?
21, 16, and my daughter's 10.
To your knowledge, are any of your children good friends or friends with either Lee Anthony or Casey Anthony?
No.
Directing your attention, sir, to the week around June 15th, 16th of 2008, were you still living in your home at that time?
Yes.
Do you recall anything going on in your life around this time?
No.
Do you take a vacation?
I did.
Did you take a vacation in June of 2008?
Yes.
When did you return home?
This evening of the 16th.
Were you scheduled to go back to work the following day?
No, I was not.
When were you scheduled to go back to work?
The following Monday, so I was off the entire week.
All right. So were you at home on June 17th?
Yes.
During the day on June 17th, did you have the occasion to see
He looked
Casey
like
Anthony?
it.
I saw Casey's vehicle.
Okay. What can you tell the jury about what you saw?
It was backing into the garage.
What type of car are you talking about?
White Sunfire, I believe it is.
Oh.
Have you actually seen Ms. Anthony drive that car before?
Yes.
Are you familiar with anybody else driving that car during this time period?
No.
When you saw the car backing into the driveway, were you inside your home or outside your home?
Inside.
So I take it you saw her through a window?
Correct.
All right. Did you leave your house at that point?
No.
Do you know whether or not the car was pulled back into the garage or just into the driveway?
Into the garage.
How do you know that?
Because I could see the front edge of the garage from our window. So I could tell that the vehicle went all the way in.
That's the day after Kaylee was last seen, Hallie?
Yes. Yeah, I think so, because she was last seen on the 16th, and he said this was the 17th. So, yeah.
Okay, this is really important.
Yep.
So the day after Kaylee was last seen, he saw her pulling in and backing up to the, what is it, the shed?
Backing up all the way in the garage. Like,
garage.
instead of putting her car in the garage a little bit. Like, you remember how Chris Watts backs his truck halfway into the garage? Kind of like that.
Okay. Wow.
Seem in any way odd or strange to you?
No.
Have you seen this particular car being backed into the driveway before?
Not until that first day.
Upon seeing the car going into the garage, did you do anything? Did you leave your home to see what was going on?
No.
Do you know how long the car was there?
I do not.
So I take it by your answer that you have no recollection of the car leaving the house.
Correct.
Were you also at home on the 18th?
Yes.
What were you doing on the 18th?
Afternoon, was doing yard work outside.
Mowing, edging, that type of thing?
Correct.
Was anybody else outside with you?
No.
While you were doing your yard work on the 18th, did you see or happen to see the defendant, Casey Anthony?
She approached me later in the afternoon.
Do you have any idea about what time this was?
1:20, 1:30.
She approached you.
Correct.
And why did she approach you?
She said she wanted to borrow a shovel to dig up a bamboo root.
A what?
Bamboo root.
Wow.
And this is 2 days after. So the car backs into one day after, and then the shovel thing is 2 days after.
Because she wanted to dig up a bamboo root.
Yeah.
You have to be desperate to go knock on your neighbor's door and ask for something like that.
Yep, and I bet you she saw him out there doing yard work, and she was like, I could ask him or something.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where, look at his interesting guy.
Sir, can you see what's on a monitor there?
Yes.
All right. I'm showing you what's been marked for identification, AI. First of all, I ask you if you recognize the room that we're looking at.
Yes.
What is that?
That's my garage.
Also, contained within that picture, do you see a shovel?
I do.
Is that your shovel?
Yes.
Is that the shovel that you loaned to Casey Anthony?
Yes.
And is that a fair and accurate picture of your shovel?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, the state would move what's been previously marked for identification AI into evidences, I believe, states number 4.
Noting previous.
Other than the previous motion.
Noting previous objections, objection will be overruled and be received in evidence.
Just what you did. You would renew our previous motion with objections.
You lost me at the end.
I would strike out all previous statements that say.
Noting previous objections, they will be overruled.
Why can't they talk into the mic?
I know.
And
It's annoying.
entered into evidence as.
Your Honor, at this time, may I publish the photo?
You may.
When Ms. Anthony first approached you regarding borrowing the shovel, where were you?
I was in the street blowing off grass clippings.
Did you see from where the defendant came from?
No,
Do you recall what she was wearing?
no, I do not.
Had she ever asked to borrow anything of yours before?
No,
Did you have any problem or issue with giving her a shovel?
no.
So what did you do upon her asking?
I walked around to the north side of my house to my shed and gave her the shovel.
She gave you an explanation as to why she wanted it.
Correct.
Did she give you any time frame of how long she would need it?
No.
Did she follow you to the shed?
Yes.
When you gave her the shovel, did you see where she went?
We both walked back out to the front, and then she walked in through the garage.
You saw her walking?
Yes, the garage door was open.
Okay. Did you see her walking into her home?
Only into the garage.
Only into the garage?
Yeah.
From there, where did you go?
I finished blowing off the grass clippings in the front.
All right. And after you finished that, where did you go?
I blew off grass clippings in the rear.
All right.
And then
During this time, while you were finishing cleaning up, did you see the defendant?
no,
Upon finishing your chore, what did you do?
I put my equipment away in my shed and then walked around the front to see by chance if Casey was finished.
Okay.
And I walked probably halfway across the property on the sidewalk and could see the garage was open. And then I just went back in the house.
And when you went back inside your house, what did you do?
I told my son that Casey had borrowed a shovel and I needed to take a shower. So if she knocked on the door, you could accept the shovel from her.
I take it you took a shower?
Yes,
When you got out of the shower, did you have the occasion to see Casey Anthony again?
no,
Okay. Did you get your shovel back?
I did.
How did that happen, if you know?
She had knocked on the door probably about an hour after I lent her the shovel.
And the shovel was returned to whom?
To me,
All right. You saw her.
yes,
Did you notice anything different about her?
no,
Was she wearing the same clothes?
I don't recall.
And what did you do with the shovel after that?
Opened the interior garage door from my house and set it in the garage.
Did you see the defendant leave that afternoon?
No,
Do you recall when she came to borrow the shovel initially and when you saw her walking into the garage, did you see her white car?
the car was there
Where was the car?
back then.
Backed in?
Yes,
Was it in the garage or in the driveway?
no, in the garage.
Did you happen during that week to see the defendant's car again?
One other time.
Okay. When was that?
It was either the 19th or the 20th. I can't recall.
All right. What do you recall happening on that day? First of all, about what time are we talking about?
Early afternoon, maybe between noon and 3.
And I don't know if I asked you this. I'm sorry if I didn't. When she borrowed the shovel, do you have any idea about what time that was?
Around approximately 1:30.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead now to the next time that you saw at least her car. This was a day or two after.
Correct.
At approximately what time? I'm sorry.
Between noon and 3.
Again, where were you when you saw it?
In the house on the couch.
Did you see the car pull into the driveway?
The car backed in at that time.
Backed in.
Yes.
Did you see anything else?
No.
Did you see who got out of the car?
No.
Do you know how long the car stayed there?
No.
other than those three instances that you've talked about during this time period in June of 2008, did you have any contact with the defendant?
No.
Did you have any contact with George Anthony that you recall?
On one occasion.
Okay. That was during this week?
No, not during that week. That was in July.
You were, I guess at some point, made aware by police presence at the home, the Anthony home?
Yes.
When that occurred, did you go outside?
No.
Did you ever speak to George Anthony about
No.
everything that was going on outside the house?
No.
Or Cindy Anthony?
No.
When you saw the defendant on June 18th of 2008, did she tell you that her daughter was missing?
No.
Kidnapped?
No.
That she was looking for her?
No.
That she needed any help?
Nope.
Did she tell you that anything was wrong with her daughter?
No.
Other than asking for the shovel, was there anything in her demeanor that suggested that she was upset?
No.
Angry?
Nope.
Sad?
Nope.
Depressed?
No.
Happy?
Just normal.
Just normal. Thank you. May I have a moment, Judge?
You right?
Was there ever a time that you saw the defendant's car, the white Pontiac, in the driveway or by the house with another car?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Cross-examination.
All right. I'll pause it there. Even though cross-examination seems really short, and I guess redirect, I don't know. Because this first line didn't signify anything. So I think their lines are just messed up for this one.
I do too, because
Yeah.
in the last one. But okay, Melissa, what the heck? This is 1 and 2 days after. I was sitting
Yes.
here thinking, are they going to say like she got the shovel for George or something like that? Is that possible?
I don't freaking know, because it was her. It's not even like, oh, a shovel went missing. No, it was her who asked for it. George wasn't there. So how the hell isn't this massively significant?
I know it is, but oh man, I don't know. It is significant to me. If I was a juror, that would definitely stand out to me. And I mean, one day after you see the car backed in, you never saw it like that. And then the next day, she comes over and asks for a shovel. And this isn't somebody that you know or you see or talk to all the time. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I just,
dude, it makes me think she put her somewhere temporarily.
Yep.
And it wasn't decent enough. And she went back, and if she was already in a state of decomp and she put her in the trunk and then moved her, that decomp would be significant.
Yeah, even if it was just a week or something, think of how much the body decomposes in that long. And after a certain period of time, they have to have special people come in to clean the houses and stuff like that when the body has been there for a long time. So I don't know. It just shows you that think about it. There was a lot of time. It wouldn't have taken that long for, oh God, it sounds, and it's awful to talk about, but for there to become a smell or something. And then there's a month here that we have, she could have it in the car for a short period of time. It could have stayed. I don't know. I just think there's answers to why, for instance, if that girl was in the car, she wouldn't have smelled anything. It just depends. And there's a lot of variables here. And it definitely, I don't know. I almost don't even have my thoughts in order, because I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe what we just heard. But
And so, Harlot, it was so close to the Anthony home. It was like a half a mile. And I guess this is, and we'll see it when it's in evidence, but I don't know what's circled there. I'm not sure, but well, that's a weird doll. I don't know what that is. I don't want to go too, but yeah, it was not, it was not too far off the road. So if you remember in Jose's opening statement, he had stood near the jury and pulled that measuring tape back, and he said, "This is how far," because he was trying to downplay Roy, the one who found her remains. And he said, "This is how far her remains were from like the side of the road, this place that was searched over and over," right? Which again could imply that she was moved. But you could see it from like the side of the road, apparently. Let me see if I can find better. I just don't want to scroll on the images too much. Just in case. Okay.
Hold on.
You got it?
I don't think so. I think she was just saying, hold on. But, oh my gosh. It makes you wonder, like, I definitely think she was moved, but then you think of, they said there was a route. Remember? I guess we have to wait for the medical examiner. I don't know.
I'm so anxious for the medical examiner.
Yeah, me too.
You haven't seen the video of like them driving from the house to where she was found?
No, you have that real quick?
Never
mind, I can find it quickly. Anthony,
I haven't seen it.
Drive to Kaylee remains location. She was here. No, I didn't, but here, I got your girl. I got your girl. Yeah. And so at least we'll get a idea.
Do you want me to go look?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, I'd prefer to see Ashley anyway.
Wearing beige.
Go today. The remains.
Well, when it looks good, it looks good.
Were discovered. Murder trial kicked off a frenzy, a media frenzy.
Come on.
That people still to discuss and they debate and they try to figure out to this day. There are a handful of locations that played a really big part in this trial, like the swamp that Steve Helling just told me about, where he visited and found that there are today, 15 years later, little teddy bears and mementos still being left in her honor. As well, the Anthony's home and the jail where Casey was locked up in solitary, as well as the courthouse where the trial happened. News Nation's Alex Capriello revisited those spots and discovered a couple of surprises.
Over the passage of time, 15 years since baby Kaylee Anthony was found, some things have changed and others have not. George and Cindy Anthony still live right here on Hope Spring Drive in Orlando. At the time, for weeks and weeks, rows and rows of media packed these streets beside aggravated Americans who demanded answers, hurled insults, and even spat at George Anthony. 6 months after her disappearance, baby Kaylee was found here, approximately a mile from where Casey lived with her parents. At the time of her death, midway through the Florida summer, this area would have been hot, overgrown, and swampy. But by December 11th, 2008, the area had dried up. A linesman had found her body wrapped in a blanket with duct tape covering her skull and mouth. For about 3 years, Casey Anthony lived here in the Orange County jail. The seriousness of her situation was likely sinking in. She was accused of murdering her daughter in the first degree and could face the death penalty. In retrospect, many people tell me that the prosecution likely overcharged her for these crimes, that it was too difficult for a jury to find her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt without a lack of direct evidence. For 6 weeks, the high-profile Casey Anthony trial took place right here.
He's jumping around like JLR, man. He's just appearing in a next scene to the next scene to the next. It's just like bam, he's just there at the next part.
In the Orange
Fart.
House, the prosecution pulled friends, family,
Fart.
experts to the stand to testify. Defense attorney Jose Baez spun a web of family secrets and child molestation, saying Kaylee accidentally drowned in a pool and Casey's only guilt was helping her father cover it up. It worked. Casey was acquitted of her murder. She now lives in South Florida, working for a private investigator. Her freedom is a right afforded to her by the U.S. Constitution as an acquitted defendant. But still, 15 years later, many Americans believe a murderer was allowed to walk away from her crimes without penalty. Ashley?
Our thanks to Alex Capriello for that. Thank you for watching. Go to...
Wow.
Right. Well, I'm sure we're going to
We'll
get
find it.
Yeah, more visuals as the trial goes on. So I guess when we do the next part, we'll do the cross of him and then the next witness who, after him, it is Jamie Relander. And then after that, Erica Gonsalves. So Jamie, let me see. Yeah, she's about 17 minutes. Oh, she looks like a baby, honestly. And so I'm excited. I'm excited what Jamie's going to say. Look, you can see she's like a baby.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I truly look forward to each and every witness. I really do. Everything we're going to learn. I feel like at the end, it's like at the end of Tisha's trial, I felt like if there's more, I could sit here for more. I want to know it all, you know.
Same. But all right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Allie. And we'll do the next part soon. We'll keep you guys posted. And happy birthday, Shakto, once again. And we will see you guys tomorrow. What are you doing on your channel tomorrow, Allie?
I'm actually not sure. I need to think about it. It's kind of up in the air today or tonight, anyways.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Emails, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's members only Monday, so I'll do the emails and Patreon. So it hits back to back. But maybe if I'm doing Tuesday, Idaho will do Casey on your channel for the next part, Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll work for me. We'll just talk about it. Whatever works for you, I'll make it work for me.
Sounds good. All right, guys. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your night, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.